It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, which means it is time for rAVe TV. Gary could not join me this time, but he'll be here next week, so don't worry. Also, if you really, really want to see Gary, he will be back for launch week 11, which is happening this week. It's insane. We had day 1 yesterday, day 2 is today, and then we have day 3 tomorrow. And depending on what time you're watching this, it may happen right after this. So obviously, we do this stream at 9 a.m. Eastern. We restream it at noon Eastern just so that it's good for everyone's time zones. And then launch week begins at 12:30 Eastern until about 4. So we're really excited. The sessions went really, really well yesterday, and I'm expecting them to go really, really well again today. So we have some really fantastic things prepared for you guys. A session on the intersection of AV and the Internet of Things. We have a CTS crash course. There have been some updates to the CTS exam, folks, and we have all of your information. Thanks. Shout out to Avixa for helping us put that together. And then we have a session on the art and science behind big visuals, which is really cool. I love talking about how art intersects with technology and with science. And I have Brian Mazzaros and Mark Coxon coming on to talk with me about that. So it's going to be really fun. And then we have a really cool session that we've done with Vectorworks, where we are literally walking through ConnectCAD and answering some frequently asked questions. So if you use this or want to use this and you have questions about how this works or how to do something on it, show up, come, because Matt, who's doing this session with me, is literally going to answer things live and like walk through this software live. So it's going to be really, really cool and valuable. So, also, if that wasn't enough, it's also worth 2.5 CTS, CTSI, and CTSD RUs each day is. So, if you show up to each day and stay all day, that is 7.5, which is almost a third of what you need to completely renew. So, it's a pretty good deal if you ask me. So, continuing on, let's talk about a couple of things that we have going on here at rAVe. First is the rAVe Reader's Choice Awards. All right. We do this every single year right before InfoComm, and this is your chance to nominate some brands, some people, some products in the industry that you really care about. And if you can see that text on there, we close May 1st. So that is like a week from now. So marketing people start putting in your little nominations. It's time to clock in, because we take into account, even if a brand has one nomination, Gary and I take that into account. We go through every single nomination and kind of put that together with stories we've posted throughout that year, with products, with things like we really try to take this into account, and we go through the nominations, and then we open voting a little bit after that, and then the companies and brands and products and people that win, we deliver those awards like right before InfoComm so that they can put them at their booths. So that is a little bit about how that works. Of course, if you have questions about the process, the nominations, anything, you can email me, Steph at theraveagency.com. I am happy to answer any and all of your emails. All right, another thing we have going on is the monthly temperature check survey. This is completely editorial. I do this because I literally just want to know what is going on out in the AV world. I am not in exactly the same space as you guys are, but I can listen and you guys can tell me what space you're in. So, since yesterday was Earth Day, we're keeping it sustainable this month. So, we are kind of questioning, like, how seriously is the AV industry actually taking sustainability? Are integrators and manufacturers actually putting green practices into play? Is this more talk than action at this point? Like, I want to know. I do think that the industry as a whole is taking sustainability more seriously than it was, say, 10 years ago. But at the same time, I am not in the same spaces that you guys are. So you guys have a little bit of a different perspective than I do. So would love to hear what you guys think. So please fill that out. It takes about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And we always pick 2 random respondents to receive a $50 Amazon gift card. So I think that is an excellent deal. Um, all right, let's talk a little bit about the news before we turn it over to my good friend Brad from Crestron. He's got a message for you guys. First thing though, Avixa has opened applications for the Brad Sousa Impact Fund grant. So Brad has done a lot of really great things for the AV industry. He passed away. I believe it was last year. Gary knew him really well. A lot of people in the industry knew him really well. He did a lot for esports, for experiential, and he was just a really cool guy. And so Avixa, he did a lot with Avixa. And this impact fund supports the Avixa Foundation's mission through impact investing in partnerships, and it's focusing on developing AV and digital transformation professionals and their understanding of each other's overlapping needs. So this is kind of going to give grants to people who are in pursuit of educational and vocational outcomes, programs with social consciousness and purpose that kind of impact society, community, and culture, and partnerships that amplify missions of associations, community, and nonprofit organizations. So if you want to know a little bit more about if you are, potentially a good candidate for this type of scholarship, you can go and read the full story at ravepubs.com. Again, Brad was a really amazing person, and I'm really glad that Avixa set this up, because I think that there's no better thing to have in someone's memory than kind of carrying on that legacy and supporting other people in the industry who were doing the things that he cared a lot about. So I think that it's very great that they're doing that. So um, to continue on, we have a quick message from Brad, who is on site. I think you will know where he is. You can see it in the background. There's a big day tomorrow for those of you who like sports ball. It is the draft. All right, that's important, and you like that. So I'm gonna let Brad talk about this. He's a lot better at talking about this than I do. But then come back, and I have a surprise for you guys. All right, check this out.
Hey, Steph. Good morning. I'm actually headed in to meet with the New York Giants this morning, talking about the draft that's happening tomorrow. And they're going to be talking about how they're using the draft room to drive better decisions. Super cool to see what they've done with that room. I think this is a really great example of not only did they digitize the way they work, but they went through this whole digital transformation, changing their entire process. Because the technology enabled them to do that. Now, of course, this requires content to be able to share content, quickly review player stats, see what's going on, the ability to collaborate, talk with recruiters in the field, potential players, make really quick decisions, and then lastly, control to make the space super easy to use, not only during draft day, but throughout the rest of the year. So this is a super cool case study, an example of the way technology really helps organizations. So go to Crestron.com. You can learn more about that. And then, of course, stay tuned for the NFL draft to see how the team does. Thanks.
Okay. So thank you so much, Brad. And the surprise is I can actually, and I'm sure all of you out there are like, "Ugh, I sure wish I could see the Giants draft room." You can. So let's walk through that together, shall we, people? So this is on Crestron's website. You can literally go and look at this yourself. But this is kind of their 360 walkthrough of the Giants draft room. So this is where the magic is happening tomorrow, people. So the great thing about this is it's interactive. There are videos you can click on, but you can also click to see what Crestron products are making like this draft room so great. So I clicked on this. You can see the Crestron flip top right here. Oh, great. Let's click on this right here. Look, Crestron Control showing you all of their control systems through that room, from the touch panels to what is making the touch panels work to how they are connected to everything else. Oh, great. Look, we've got Crestron audio in the ceiling. So if you want to look at how Crestron powers this entire room, if you want to, check out this 360 walkthrough and see exactly what this looks like, you literally can. It's like you're being drafted right with the Giants. Amazing. And so the great thing about this is there's also a case study on Crestron's site. So let's go ahead and show that little screenshot of that, because you can also check that out at your earliest convenience as well. So you can check out that full video. We have the case study written up too. And then, of course, you've got the 360 walkthrough. So happy draft to you all. I hope the players that you want to be at the teams that you want happen. So, happy draft to you all. So, continuing on, let's talk a little bit more about some news. So, we got some news from Extron in. So there is a new room status indicator for occupancy, activity status, and safety. So, this is kind of like that trend that Gary and I have talked about a lot recently of more AV companies kind of getting into building management, right? Because that does kind of seem like it should cross over with AV. We're going to talk about this during launch week today, by the way. So, hint, this Crest Extron product is the SSI 100 System Status Indicator. This is a multicolored backlit device, and again, it displays room occupancy, activity status, safety protocols, and etc. Other information. I think you can kind of program it to do whatever you need. But it integrates with all of Extron's control systems, calendar platforms that you have, room occupancy sensors, without the need for licensing, is I think the big thing here. So if you want to check that out, you can go to ravepubs.com. We have the full story with all about it, what it does, etc. Okay, next up, we have a product from Draper. So this is a new manual shade line. As if you guys know Draper, Draper's one of those companies that literally makes everything. They make like basketball backstops. If y'all have ever been in a gymnasium and seen the basketball like backstop, the thing holding the board in place, Draper makes that. Draper also makes shades. Draper also makes screens for projection. Like Draper makes so much. And I would know because I have toured their factory in Spiceland, Indiana before. So this is kind of talking about how for some windows, like motorized shades, like they just don't always make sense. They're great, but they don't make sense for every window. So sometimes they're too narrow, sometimes it doesn't work. So Uplift is a manual window shade, and this operates without cords or chains. So this is actually child safe, because, as you know, like if you have small children, it's not recommended that you have windows with like very long cords or chains or anything that a child can potentially hurt themselves with. So this kind of eliminates that risk of entanglement for children, also for pets if you have pet children. So this is going to kind of be a product that could potentially be great for you because it also is super customizable, a ton of colors, fabrics, finishes, y'all get it. So yeah, again, full story on ravepubs.com. All right, let's talk about Excite really quick. You guys, I think all probably know Excite by now, but they're really cool. Let's talk about Connect Plus Edge. This is a solution that expands device visibility and management for all of devices. So Excite is kind of a cloud platform that allows it, like there's a version of it for integrators, there's a version of it for manufacturers. Manufacturers can like kind of white label this product and have all their products on there. Integrators can have their, it's like kind of a way to see everything that's on the cloud like with one pane of glass, is how I would describe it in my like very layman terms. But Connect Plus Edge basically kind of takes that to the next level. So it expands that device visibility and management and those on local networks, and it's got that single interface, single pane of glass, so businesses can then reduce downtime, prevent costly repairs, and then like address performance issues through this one single platform, which is very cool. So what this gives you at the most basic level is comprehensive enterprise level device management. which I think is really great and so cool for our industry. So go check this out. And also, Excite is going to be at InfoComm. So it's going to be booth 3153. So be sure to book a meeting with them. Go check it out. Again, I really like Excite. I think they're very cool. Gary also sings their praises. So yeah. And then we have a story from Jet Built as well. So I thought that this would be cool to bring up because Jet Built has some tools to help all you integrators out there navigate some of the tariff challenges. Um, Tim and I kind of talked about the tariffs last week. We're in a very rocky time in AV where it just kind of seems like no one truly knows what's going to happen. So we are all kind of taking an action to just protect ourselves, protect yourselves in whatever ways it may be. Some people have, or some manufacturers have kind of listed just across the board price raises by percentage. Some have just raised the prices of certain products. It just really is manufacturer by manufacturer right now. That said, Jet Built has introduced this suite of tools to kind of help integrators manage the pricing kind of questions that are going on caused by the tariffs. So these are basically going to have an automated pricing alert system. So when you're using Jet Built's platform and product prices change due to tariffs, the software basically flags integrators for the affected items on your active projects, and then it prompts users to review and update the quotes immediately. So I think that's really great because real time responsiveness is kind of the best that you can give people right now in this time where we're just kind of all trying to make decisions based on the things that are constantly changing. So I think that this is really, really helpful for the integrators out there that have these questions of what am I supposed to do during my projects if something changes price? This is going to help you. So yeah. And now we are going to go to a quick break from our sponsor and partner, Shure. So let's check out this about the IntelliMix room kits, and I will be right back.
What if you could have an effortless Microsoft Teams room solution with Shure's best-in-class audio, auto-configured for you, with intelligent video? Now you can with IntelliMix room kits from Shure. Ready to deploy, easy to use. For richer collaboration, powered by high-performance audio and enterprise-level security and management for small to large meeting spaces. Now let's get your whole team together.
Okay, so let's talk about InfoComm really quick. It's coming up. It is, which gives me anxiety because that means I have a lot of stuff to do. But this is going to be a really great panel at InfoComm, all about the future of Pro AV. So this is called 2030 Vision: The Future of AV, and it's got some really influential voices who are really big in the AV space. And it's going to be Thursday, June 12th at 11 a.m. in the Valencia Ballroom at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando. Brad Hensey, y'all know and love him. He's going to be on it. Eric Hutto, CEO of Diversified, is going to be on it. Christine Shivik, I think, president and CEO of Shure. So this is going to be moderated by Dave Labuscus as well. So this is like huge people in the industry all kind of talking about like emerging innovations, emerging technologies, really important trends that are expected to define Pro AV over the next 5 years. Oh, that just hit me that 2030 is 5 years away and not 10. Okay. Anyway, I think that this is going to be really, really great. And these are exactly the people who have been in this industry a long time and who can kind of really tell you what trends are going to be important because they've been in this industry a long time. So it's free to attend for all InfoComm attendees. So highly recommend. I will be there. I think a few of the rAVe of people from the rAVe team are going to be there because this is just as important to us. So again, check that out. The story's on rAVe Pubs, and I think we put a link in there so you can go and register for that because I do think you have to do that on the Avixa site. So let me back up because I missed a story earlier. This is one that is from Dave Danto, he's going to be later today. He's going to be on a session about like building management in AV. So he's going to be part of Launch Week today. But this is all about NAB Show. So I wrote a piece on NAB Show and he did too. But we kind of took like two different angles from it because he's talking about how NAB Show has kind of transformed over the past few years. I mean, NAB Show has been around a long time, and it's like almost 100 years or over 100 years or something, which is insane. But this conference, basically right now, it's not so much cut and dry like broadcast technology, but basically he said that it's also for this like global audience of broadcasters, which I don't like, I guess meaning like broadening the type of technology that's involved in this. I don't know, I didn't make this term, so I don't know about that. But basically he talks about how there's like this cut and dry broadcast technology, but there's also like AV technology, and then at the end there's kind of like B2C technology there too, because a lot of like content creators were at this show. And he kind of talks about like what this means for the show. Does this mean that this show's audience is kind of harder to figure out? And like what does this mean for the future? So check this out. I think it's a really great piece. So definitely go read that on the rAVe Pub's site. Okay, let's talk about another case study. This one is from our good friends over at Sennheiser. This is like all about what they did for Federation University and enhancing hybrid learning across regional Victoria. So they have got 45 of the connected classrooms over there complete with Sennheiser's TCC2 microphone systems, which is their ceiling mic. So basically, what this is an effort to improve both in-person and remote learning. So this is supposed to kind of give that superior audio quality for all of the people who are potentially learning in this situation. I think that they said that before installing this technology, the university kind of had a hard time delivering consistent, high quality audio across its dispersed campuses. So, that being said, we have a quick video all about what this technology did for this university. So, check this out.
My name is Amit Suyan and I'm an AV team leader at Federation University, Australia. As Federation University is based in a regional Victoria, we were always looking for a solution which provide a in-classroom and remote participant a better learning experience. And with that in mind, we had a requirement for designing a system which solve all the issues with the remote and hybrid teaching. That's why we started looking into a solution before COVID. Early days of designing, what we were looking is a system which will provide hybrid learning experience with the high quality of audio, also support Microsoft Teams space or Teams room. So we designed a system which we call a connected classroom. So with the connected classroom design, we have to deliver a good experience in terms of audio and video. And that's why we chose Crestron for the video transmissions, QCs for the DSP and camera, also the Sennheiser TCC dial for the microphone. With all this combined, the system just works perfectly the way we were looking for. The user should not be touching a microphone, they should be not worrying about the microphone. Sennheiser Team Connect Ceiling 2 tick all the boxes that we were looking for in a hybrid scenario or hybrid spaces. First of all, it should provide a voice lift, which Sennheiser does it well. Second is the audio or the sonic performance of the tile is absolutely brilliant when we're hearing from the other end. And third one was the integration with the DSP, and Sennheiser paired it very well with the QC's DSP to provide a audio-based auto tracking inside the room. Sennheiser team and their support is really good so far. We have interacted with them from early days when we installed the connected classroom, and they have provided every possible support to make those rooms production ready. With the experience of 45 plus rooms, we have learned a lot about this design and implementation. We are in a stage of commissioning a room in a day for a room to work perfectly from the ground up.
Okay, only a couple things left to go over this time. So first things first, InfoComm again, it's coming up. It's around the corner, mid-June. So don't forget to register, and when you register, you use code rAVE, and that gets you onto the show floor for the low price of free. So I hope to see you guys in Orlando. A bunch of the rAVE team will be there. I will be there. So make sure to come, and if you see any of us, make sure to say hi. And then I just wanted to give a quick reminder about Launch Week 11. It's happening now, so make sure to join us at 12:30 for Eastern for a day of education and leadership and all of those great things. Go and check out the sessions at LAVNCH.com. We've worked really hard at putting these together, so hope you guys enjoy them. And again, each day is worth 2.5 CTS, CTSI, and CTSD RUs. So if you are in need of RUs, make sure to come. It's a really easy way to get them. And then again, part of Launch Week, but also kind of its own session, streamlining AV design with Connect CAD. That's kind of what we're doing with Vectorworks today at 3 p.m. Eastern. So come, be ready to ask questions about Connect CAD live. That's going to make it a really fun session. And then Matt is going to walk me and all of you through all of those questions that you ask and some other frequently asked questions. It's going to be great. So thank you guys so much again for watching. This has been another episode of rAVe TV. I'm Steph Beckett. Make sure to go to rAVe Pubs to read all of the news that I've talked about in this episode. And I will see you later today if you join Launch Week. And if not, I will see you next week for another episode of rAVe TV. See ya.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.